His last fight was a draw against Scott Frank. The draw coming after Snipes lost to Larry Holmes in the 11th round in Pittsburgh a year ago. The draw with Scott Frank was over 10 rounds in Atlantic City. He had little to say about it other than the fact that Scott Frank fought a good fight, that yes, he did have a little trouble with his left arm, the one that was injured in the scissors incident in the melee at ringside following the Holmes bout of last November. But going in against Tim Witherspoon, I was frankly surprised they had made Witherspoon the favorite. But then on the other hand, Snipes was not surprised. Here is Witherspoon now making his way toward the ring with a record of 14-0 and 11 of them by knockout. So Witherspoon makes his entry. Timmy is on the scales at 215.5, 6'2.5, 24 years of age, out of South Philadelphia. Slim Jim Robinson is the man who has prepared Witherspoon for his most important fight to date. Renaldo Snipes is trained by the Reverend Jim Williams. And Jim Williams is the man standing right there to Snipes' left that has been the primary force in Snipes' life of recent years. And here's Larry Holmes, the WBC world champion who defends his heavyweight title next Friday night against Jerry Cooney in the arena being built out on the parking lot behind Caesar's Palace. So here they are, two youngsters with a big opportunity in front of them. The referee is Davy Pearl. He is a veteran. The judges are Chuck Minker, Dwayne Ford, and Hal Miller. Off come the robes, and we're ready to go. The tail of the tape, not a lot to choose between them. A little bit of an edge and reach to Snipes. Only a year's difference in their ages. The primary difference is in experience, where Snipes has won 22, lost only to Larry Holmes, and had the draw with Scott Frank. Witherspoon has not lost as a professional, 14-0. These are two heavyweights that move around pretty well. They're both quick and they both carry a big punch, and particularly Snipes carries the big punch. But he says everything that happens with the right is set up by the left. And that leaves the impression that it took him a little while to get over the shock of injury to his left arm. No tendons were injured in the incident, however, where the scissors penetrated the left forearm. So it just eventually became a matter of mind over matter. Snipes is on the move. Tim Witherspoon going pretty much straight at his target. The left hand of Witherspoon is a stiff one. Right comes over the top, and it misses by Snipes. Witherspoon sort of shook his head a little bit at him, kind of grinned. There's that flicking left hand by Snipes into the face of Witherspoon. Snipes' movements for a heavyweight tend to convey a little bit of an awkward style, perhaps, but it's served him pretty well. Very well, as a matter of fact. There was a lot of brouhaha in the wake of his split decision win over Harry Kutsia. Snipes had to get off the canvas twice in that fight. left didn't have anything as Snipes moved away from it, and the right
All the way back.
was effectively parried as well. So it was a lot of wild action, but nothing of quality in it. There's the left of Snipes again into the face of Witherspoon. Again the left by Snipes. The first round of this heavyweight bout is over. Round 2 of the heavyweight bout between Renaldo Snipes in the white trunks, Tim Witherspoon in the dark blue, scheduled for 10. And a rainbow on the horizon for the winner, perhaps. Been nothing big so far. First round. Left hand of Snipes, very effective. Snipes moving laterally. Witherspoon coming straighter at him. Timmy getting wild a couple of times. Neither man has landed a blow of particular substance as yet. But they will. Witherspoon sort of shaking his head a little there as if I had him sort of where I wanted him and I let him get away. Yeah, there's moves born out of experience. And it almost caught Witherspoon, and it just happened to be stepping away. If he had been stepping in, in talking to Witherspoon yesterday, Tim said, I think that Snipes is going to be expecting me to come blowing at him. Comes charging in. I'm not. I'm going to box. I'm going to let him run and dance till he gets tired. Well, Witherspoon's doing just exactly what he said he was going to do. And Renaldo Snipes is doing what he said he was going to do. Move and box. That time they exchanged jabs. Now they're tied up right above us on the rope. Davy Pearl, the referee, moving them back. It's sort of one of those fights where you sit waiting for the explosion. Oh, we're at the end of round 2. Now let's go to Jeff Whitaker in New York.
Thank you very much, Keith. The Belmont Stakes is just over. It was won in a stunning fashion by and Keith Jackson.
All right, we're getting ready for round number 3 of this heavyweight bout, scheduled for 10. Renaldo Snipes in the white trunks and Tim Witherspoon in the dark blue. And let's see if we get a change in the pattern of things now. Here in round number 3. Witherspoon talking to him a little bit now, saying, come on, let's have a fight.
Come on, let's go, Renaldo, let's fight. Throw some punches.
Davy Pearl, the referee, you heard him say, come on, Renaldo, throw some punches. Snipes is going to do it his way. There's a big right hand by Witherspoon. It looked like it rocked Renaldo Snipes, but he gets out of the corner. They haven't really mixed it as yet. That right hand by Witherspoon, far and away the heaviest punch of the fight. And really the first time that Witherspoon has reached Snipes.
Keep him up, keep him up.
Snipes on his bicycle. Witherspoon stalking him. This heavyweight bout is very similar to what we had in the middleweight bout. Witherspoon goes hard to the rib cage, hooks the left of the head on the rope. Solid combination there by Tim.
No backhand now. Don't do it anymore.
Voice of the referee, Davy Pearl. That's the second time in the fight that Snipes has used the backhand. Neither of them have landed.
Hold up, hold up, hold up.
Tied up on the rope.
Get your elbow up.
Well, so far, we haven't had much of a fight. It's been a pursuit.
Hold it.
I'm David Mahoney of Avis. Feel better with Bengay.
Go to round 4. And Tim Witherspoon and the referee, Davy Pearl, trying to get Snipes a little closer and have a fight. But so far, Renaldo Snipes has stayed on his bicycle. I thought Snipes won the first round. I thought Witherspoon won the next 2. It's a 10-point must scoring system here in the state of Nevada.
Hold up. Hold up. No wrestling now. Step back. Come on. Get back. Back. Turn him loose.
Pretty good left hand into the face of Witherspoon by Snipes, but it didn't slow him down much. I think one of the elements of the inexperience of Witherspoon surfacing here, he really hasn't understood the element of cutting off the ring. You see Larry Holmes there. Holmes, after he was down in the 7th round from a Snipes right hand, sawed off the ring pretty well on Renaldo and took him out in the 11th. Now Witherspoon finding Snipes to the body, going hard to the body. Best moment of the fight for Witherspoon as far as punishment to the opponent. We're in the 4th round. And if Renaldo Snipes is going to get tired, he shows no signs of it. He's still moving. He's still picking away with the left hand. We'll alert our local station that we will take a station break at the end of this round.
Come on. Turn him loose. Turn him loose. Get up. Get up. Get up.
toward the end of round number 4. We'll be back with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after this word from our local stations.
Monday and Thursdays at 5 and 11.
We're in round number 5. Scheduled for 10. Crowd starting to hoot a little bit now at the pace of the fight. Witherspoon wants it, but Snipes doesn't want to mix it up yet. He's looking for the one big one. Witherspoon comes over the top and doesn't quite get his right hand home as Snipes continues to move and peck away. Left hand by Witherspoon. Rocks Snipes in the corner. Witherspoon pounds to the body and Snipes spins out of there.
All right, hold it. Come on out. Come on out clean.
The long right that knocked out Luis Acosta for Tim Witherspoon. Thrown there, but he missed with it. Snipes coming with a long right. Misses with that, but gets 2 lefts into the face of Witherspoon. Tim dropping now, trying to lure Snipes in. Angie Dundee among those ringside watching. Angelo. He's been in this building many times with his charges.
All right, hold it up. Come on out. Come on out. Come on out.
We're in the 5th round of a scheduled 10-rounder heavyweights. Renaldo Snipes, number 7 ranked among the WBC heavies, in the white trunks, and Tim Witherspoon, number 10 ranked, in the blue trunks. Witherspoon rated the favorite in this fight coming into it, despite the difference in ranking. And so far, Witherspoon has made the fight. Snipes has been on his bicycle, moving and punching with the left. There's a left hand by Snipes that catches Witherspoon on the side of the head. This is the closest they have come to mixing it in the fight. As suddenly, Snipes started settling a little bit and exchanging with Witherspoon. This is what Witherspoon wanted. He wanted to get into a brawl, but so far Snipes has not been willing to.
Hold it.
You will find your business or cannon dealer.
We move now to round number 6. Let's see whether or not they continue what they had going in the last 30 seconds of the 5th round, where Snipes suddenly stopped moving and went flat-footed and scored well against Witherspoon. Witherspoon closing down, going into the shell, and then winging a left hand that missed.
Come on, turn him loose. Turn him loose. Box out. Punch out. Your hands are free.
Next Saturday, Michael Spinks, the WBA light heavyweight champion, against Jerry Celestine on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Michael was scheduled to defend against Johnny Davis. Davis came up with a stress fracture. Celestine gets the opportunity. He is the number 2 contender, and he is a tough cookie. That's next Saturday.
Watch your head.
Michael Spinks and Jerry Celestine, WBA light heavyweight championship bout.
Come on, punch. Your hands are free. Punch.
The overhand right by Snipes, catching Witherspoon high on the side of the head.
No back
Witherspoon
hands now.
digging hard shots to the body.
Watch your head.
now becoming a question of who is the more tired. It was Tim Witherspoon's feeling that he could get Renaldo Snipes into a circumstance where he would grow weary. Witherspoon trying to load one, and the movement of Snipes
Come on, your
so
hands
far
are free.
has nullified most of it.
Now stop it. Hold it, hold it. No wrestling now. Come on, get up.
This is the 6th round. The winner of this one could, and I say could, there's a right and a left by Snipes. Could be the next man for the winner of the Larry Holmes Jerry Cooney title fight next Friday night here in Las Vegas. Snipes has been on the move throughout the fight, but here in the last 2 rounds he has gotten closer to Witherspoon and he has scored.
Turn him loose, Snipes. Come on. Get your hands out. Get your hand off his neck.
6th round is over.
If you're looking for your first
Edge. That's in the southernmost part of the galaxy, in an uncharted quarter. What are you doing so far from home? You understand that chase.
Here's the 7th round. I thought the last round, the 6th, was the best for Renaldo Snipes. Should be able to tell here in the 7th round just which man is the tiredest. Witherspoon crowds him back. I'm not sure there was a whole lot on that flurry by Witherspoon. It looked to me like Snipes was able to roll away from most of it. They're across the ring from me. Neither man moving as much as they did, obviously, in the early going. There's a left hand by Witherspoon. But again, Renaldo Snipes pulled his head away just enough to take the starch out of the punch. The left hand of Witherspoon hanging at his side. And the left of Snipes finding his head.
Drop it in! Drop it in! Drop it in! No more than one! Pick it up, keep working! That's it, keep working!
Hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. No punching, I said. Back up.
Get back to work, get back to work!
You sort of sense, sitting here watching, that Snipes now is beginning to
Turn him loose.
assert himself a little more. So it could be that it is fatigue that's biting Tim Witherspoon more than it is Renaldo Snipes. Snipes is certainly the more active of the two, though neither man has been all that sharp.
Whack him up, whack him up! Rock the show, rock the show! Come on, rock the show, come on! Rock the show, rock the show!
That was a slip
Hold it. Come on out.
by Snipes.
Wipe that.
And the 7th round is over.
Hold it.
We go now to round 8 of this heavyweight bout. Renaldo Snipes in the white trunks, Tim Witherspoon in the blue. The judges are Chuck Minker, Dwayne Ford, Hal Miller. They got to make the decision on it, and it's got to be close at this point. There have been very few heavy punches thrown, but a lot of wild ones. Not Not very many of authority that have landed on target. That left hook, part of it got home, and Witherspoon pins Snipes on the ropes and bangs away at it to the body, and then with that right cross to the head.
Get down,
And
son.
now Snipes comes back with a stiff left hand. There's the right by Snipes. Witherspoon steps back and beckons him inside. He's trying to offer Snipes a target. I don't know if it's macho bravado or whether he really is that disdainful of the punching power of Renaldo Snipes.
Come on, your hands are free now. Punch. Keep him up now. Keep him up.
That's a pretty good right hand by Witherspoon.
All right, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Come on out. Step back.
That's the voice of the referee, Davey Pearl, you hear. Snipes digging into the body
now.
now.
Punch and back up, back up.
I still get the feeling that Tim Witherspoon looks a little tired. Witherspoon drops his arm. And Snipes really didn't go after him when he did it. And he was close. Long right hand by Witherspoon seemed to shake Renaldo Snipes.
Back off. Come on, back.
They're in Witherspoon's corner over there.
Let it go!
Snipes pecking away with the left hand. He just missed with that right hand as Witherspoon started to move inside.
Come on, step back clean now.
We're in the 8th round.
Come on out.
Underneath with the right uppercut.
Snipes throwing the greater number of punches. Right hand by Witherspoon at the bell.
What happened?
Service. Service that's as good as Atari.
All right, here's the 9th round. 2 to go. Snipes coming on here in rounds 6 and 7. Hard right dug to the body by Witherspoon. Very, very close fight. Snipes coming in at 22-1-1 with 11 knockouts. Witherspoon coming in at 14-0 with 11 knockouts. I think the biggest win, really, as far as a quality fighter is concerned for Witherspoon may well have been his 10-round decision over Marvin Stinson in February of 1981. Stinson is here watching the fight as well, being one of the spar mates of Larry Holmes, but it was in that fight that Timmy Witherspoon became convinced he could make it as a professional fighter. And he rattled off a succession of knockouts. He has not been able to solve the style of Snipes too well so far. ABC's Monday Night Baseball returns next Monday. Oakland and the White Sox in Chicago. The Cardinals and the Expos in Montreal. Right hand by Snipes. Got to the side of the head of Tim Witherspoon.
Hold it up, no punching, come on out.
Neither man has really been hurt so far. Stunned, staggered. Both been pretty cautious. Snipes more so than Witherspoon. There's a good right and a left by Snipes.
Come on,
and they mill around on the ropes now.
Now punch.
Witherspoon's not throwing very many punches.
Watch your low blows now. All right, now turn him loose.
Snipes has been on the bicycle most of the fight. Witherspoon has been going straight at his target. But here in this round,
keep him up,
Snipes has been able to back Tim up a little bit. Hard right hand by Witherspoon, and he rips steps away now, trying to get to Renaldo Snipes as he snapped Snipes' head back. But Snipes came right off the ropes, and there's another short right by Witherspoon. Snipes stays after him, keeps swinging away, and they exchange right hands in the corner.
Hold it. No punching, no punching. Come on, back up.
Both of them showing some tiredness now, but Snipes continues to throw punches. Well, we've finished 9, and 10 might be a dandy. 1 to go.
And by the...
All right, here's the 10th round.
All right, now let's fight.
The last round, still a close fight. Snipes over the last 3 rounds has thrown a lot more punches than Witherspoon. Witherspoon on a couple of instances may have had more authority in his.
Hold it. Step
And Davy Pearl has earned his money today as these two fellows have been tied up quite a bit.
Get your hand off his neck.
There's the left hand, dug to the body by Witherspoon. The right hand by Witherspoon. The left hand missed. The Snipes was on the move. He goes back to the body. Witherspoon just not fooling around at all, just going straight at him now. Witherspoon may need a big round. Well, obviously, the one thing that might have disrupted the battle plan of Tim Witherspoon is Renaldo Snipes did not get tired, as he thought he would.
Come on, get out, get out, get out, get out.
On the other
Tim.
hand, it may be that
Tim,
Witherspoon
Hold it, get out.
is the one who tired. Particularly a couple of rounds, 6 and 7, I thought Tim went pretty flat.
Come on, take your hand off.
Neither man has really landed a big punch. Enough to hurt the other man. Sure, they've been stung a couple of times, but not enough to really make anybody back up.
Step back, step back. Get back. Hold it. Get out.
Snipes continues to peck away. Witherspoon pummels him back into the ropes as we go inside a minute to go in the fight. There's a quick left hand into the face of Witherspoon by Snipes.
No punching. Step back to me. Come on, get there.
15 seconds to go. Right hand by Snipes. Witherspoon has him back into the ropes, but can't do anything there, and the fight is over. It probably will be a close ballot. And I won't suggest to you which man won. I think you can see for yourself. And it's a fight that could be very important to both. While we're waiting for the decision, let's go to Jack Whitaker.
Throw me your towel.
Thank you, Keith. A very close fight. And remember, next week we'll have a championship affair. Michael Spinks defending against the number 2 contender, Jerry Celestine. Remember to be with us tomorrow, too, for more sports action beginning with International Gymnastics Championships from Rome, Italy, plus a dazzling display of aerobatic wizardry from Reno, Nevada. Also, we'll examine the bottom line on Larry Holmes and Jerry Cooney as they prepare for their long-awaited WBC World Heavyweight Championship fight. Remember, tomorrow morning this week with David, 11:30 Eastern Time. Now back to Keith Jackson in Las Vegas.
All right, we're ready for the decision. expecting it to be a close call. Was it the aggressiveness of Witherspoon, or was it the dancing and boxing of Snipes? Pretty exciting moments in a career waiting around the corner, perhaps, for the winner. The judges, Minker, Ford, and Miller, Chuck, Wayne, and Hal have got to make the decision.
Yes! I'll box him!
Here it is.
Box! Box! Box!
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the judges. Judge Chuck Minker scores Witherspoon 95, Snipes 95. Judge Dwayne Ford scores 96-94, and Judge Hal Miller scores 96-95 for the winner by majority decision, Tim Witherspoon.
Majority decision. 95-95, 96-94, and 96-95. A majority decision for Tim Witherspoon. And that blank look coming across the face of Renaldo Snipes, who gave the appearance that he'd just had his pocket fixed. So, I would have been less surprised perhaps if it had gone the other way. I thought Snipes threw more punches than Tim Witherspoon. Witherspoon reflecting a sort of a blank look himself there. I don't think he expected that kind of a call, but he got it. 95-95, 96-94, and 96-95. And very likely it was the first 3, maybe 4 rounds of the fight that were expensive for Renaldo Snipes. So, there you have it. And we'll see what happens for Tim Witherspoon, who is now 15-0 in his career. And we'll see whether or not there's the big payday, the big opportunity waiting for that youngster around the corner. Obviously, a bitterly disappointing time for Renaldo Snipes, what with Larry Holmes standing here at ringside watching the fight. Give the scoring again, 95-95, 96-94, and 96-95, majority decision for Tim Witherspoon. And that'll do it in Las Vegas today. Travel arrangements made through, promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what...
That's what you don't want to do, drop your guard, because Duplooy will come forward at you, as he's now doing. Floyd coming forward aggressively. And Parky took a tremendous amount of punishment. Oh! A bad one, hit his head badly. We'll never get up from that one.
With tough Americans like David Bay and James Tillis being brought in at great expense to test Johnny, he duly obliged and kept on winning until he came against former WBA heavyweight champion Mike Weaver and was stopped in the 7th round.
Really happened. He bust his hand up.
Well, he seemed to be driving into Duplooy, and now that's a body shot. Was that low? I didn't see it.
Body shot there that goes down low, and Stan Christodoulou allows the boxing.
Under no foul rule, he's giving Duplooy time to recover. It must have been a low blow.
A piece of ice has dropped on the canvas there, is what I can see. A very strange thing to happen. A bit of ice falling on the canvas.
Okay, time out.
Back on again we go. And certainly Weaver throwing a lot of good body punches into Duplooy, and Duplooy's taking another one. Now, what is that?
That's not the way he's going to win this fight, surely. The no foul rule applies here. The referee would have to be really convinced that Duplooy is badly hurt. In fact, he can give him 5 minutes in which to recover if necessary.
Stanley Christodoulou not happy about that. He seems to be hurt somewhere along the line as well.
Is it his arm?
And by the time we took the glove off, you couldn't see his knuckles at all. It was like a cushion.
Johnny came back to stop James Broad and in a return with Mike Weaver, looked sensational in avenging his only defeat with a devastating second-round knockout.
He doesn't want to go wild. He doesn't want to take the chance of punching himself out, because that's what he did in the first fight in the third round. But meanwhile, Weaver probably is recovering from those punches. Oh, no, he's not. He's not going to get up. He's not going to get up.
He won't get up.
He's out.
Revenge is sweet for Johnny Duplooy. The count is 10, and Johnny Duplooy has won this fight.
But the next fight with James Pritchard was probably the most controversial one of Johnny's career.
Duplooy in an ever retreating movement here. Nothing to offer now. He's a beaten man. And he takes the left hand that staggers him. He looked hurt for a moment there. Still walking with his hands held low. Pritchard throwing caution to the wind. Doing just as he pleases here almost now. His fitness has carried him through. Duplooy too, I think you can give him full credit. He's a lot fitter than many people think he should be. But he's fit. Two fit heavyweights. They put up a bruising battle. The punchline and the computer heavyweight bout. The fight is a draw. Well, it's called a draw. Pritchard throws himself on the canvas in despair. He's actually laughing, and I don't blame him, because how that was scored a draw, well, I'll never know.
I looked at the tape of the fight, and I would have preferred to have lost to Pritchard instead of the match being declared a draw. But I must admit, as I saw things, I'm sure I should have won. I don't like to predict results, but I'm definitely going to win. I must.
In the red corner for this heavyweight 10-round fight out of Yonkers, New York, weighing in at 212 pounds with a record of 30 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw, 16 by knockout. Out of Yonkers, New York, it's Renaldo Snipes. Ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, weighing in at 213, 19 wins, 17 by knockout, from West Patterson, New Jersey, Johnny Duplooy.
And referee Dick Bartman calls the two fighters together for final instructions. Renaldo Snipes with some gamesmanship, waiting till the final second to face his opponent as we take a look at the tail of the tape. And there you see the big age difference. They are about the same height at 6'3", 1 pound difference, and a slight reach advantage for Renaldo, Mr. Snipes. This will be a 10-rounder. That's Johnny Duplooy in the blue trunks on the left, and Renaldo Snipes in the white trunks. We're underway. Johnny Duplooy under the tutelage of Lou Duva, who just took over the instruction for Johnny Duplooy a couple of weeks ago, sent him down to Virginia Beach. He hasn't really had much time to change the style of Johnny Duplooy. Lou Duva says there'll be plenty of time for that. Johnny Duplooy, 17 knockouts, only the 1 loss to Mike Weaver. He avenged that. And of course, drew with James Pritchard. It was a fight in which Duplooy was suffering from the flu and really never should have gone ringside to begin with. Renaldo Snipes coming off a victory over Terry Armstrong here on score, an 8-rounder in New York on June 16th. Earlier, he had lost to Olin Norris for the NABF Heavyweight Championship. And the feeling out process now in the first round, we will go 10. This is a non-title fight, but a very important one in the heavyweight division, as a lot of people get their first good look at Johnny Duplooy, who's only 23 years old.
He's a right-hand banger, lacking fundamentals according to Lou Duva. Not good at cutting his man off. But Duva says he can punch hard with the right hand and takes a good punch.
Johnny Duplooy used to spar with his idol, Harry Coetzee, in South Africa. Learned a lot from him.
Coetzee, of course, held the heavyweight championship for a short while.
Johnny Duplooy now getting the attention of Renaldo, Mr. Snipes. 1981, Renaldo Snipes in Pittsburgh putting Larry Holmes to the canvas, but later knocked out by Holmes. The only time Renaldo Snipes has been knocked out in his long career. It spans 10 years, and tonight he faces a young lion in Johnny Duplooy.
Floyd flinched, but was right in front of him, ready to go.
So an informative first round in the sense that we learned that Johnny Duplooy now knows what he's up against. Renaldo Snipes is a tough, wily veteran. But Johnny Duplooy has already fought a fair share of experienced fighters with wins over David Bay and James Tillis, Joe Lewis.
We have to work more there. Okay, baby? Very good. You understand what I said? When you get close, let's go there. But come to before you go. Okay? Yes. Very good. Use your head. Very
also works with Buddy
okay,
McCurry,
baby?
the IBF
keep
junior welterweight
there.
champion.
No one is scared. So keep that jab there and throw me that right hand straight sometime. Okay?
That's what I cut him with.
Yeah, right? Got it there. Okay, baby?
Jab, jab, straight right hand, says Hector Roca.
And there's Lou Duva, trainer of the Olympians, who now has Johnny Duplooy in his stable. And it may be a year or so before Lou Duva really brings out the best in Johnny Duplooy. He says there's a lot of things he'd like to change, but right now it's just too late because he only began working with him a couple of weeks ago. Telling blow in the first round was a shot to the face of Johnny Duplooy. He shook it off.
Big right hand by Renaldo that hurt him in that first round. Renaldo keeps busy with the jab and then looks to bring the right hand over it.
Snipes won his first 22 fights in a row, including victories over Eddie Mustafa Muhammad and Jerry Coetzee. And it wasn't until the loss to Larry Holmes that Renaldo Snipes suffered his first defeat.
Left hook, Snipes.
New York on the right thigh of Renaldo Snipes. He comes from Yonkers, New York, and now Johnny Duplooy going to work on Renaldo Snipes. And Snipes gets out of it. Some free swinging by Johnny Duplooy. Another right and a couple of rights to the face of Renaldo Snipes. Snipes is able to recover. But And Snipes now sensing what he's up against. This young fighter who's only 23 years old.
Duploy's been patient, and now he appears to be zeroing in.
The shot to the midsection that seems to have taken its toll on Renaldo Snipes. Johnny Duploy only 23, but he's no rookie because he has a 225-2 amateur record. He started boxing at 11 years old.
Today that he'd like to bring Duploy out of that straight-up stance, make him more a brawler type like Tony Ayala. Bobbing and weaving, coming forward.
Pursue the pennant is a baseball fan's dream come true. The Detroit Free Press says pursue the pennant makes other games look like.
John Losing, Bill Berger back with you from the Eagles Club in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our main event of the night, heavyweights, Johnny Duploy, Renaldo Snipes. You have them split in the first 2 rounds.
That's right, 19-19 after 2 rounds, unofficial, of course.
Snipes won the first round. Duploy came back in round 2 and unloaded some combinations on Mr. Snipes.
He seems to be zeroing in on Snipes.
There was a time when Johnny Duploy was a bit in awe of the American competition. Face it, there's just not much heavyweight talent in the country of South Africa. And when he would meet a big-name opponent like Attilas or a Bay, he was somewhat intimidated. In the ring, he's all business, and we can see an example of that right now. Good concentration by Johnny Duploy. No matter what he does, he's a very good athlete in rugby.
Good right. And doubled it up to the body, sorry.
He always focuses on the job at hand, and that was told to us by his trainer, Rodney Berman. Snipes took a shot of the chin right there. Renaldo Snipes has very busy hands, and he goes down for the first time in the night.
No punch, no knockdown.
It was more of
his own momentum carried him.
A matter of Snipes' legs buckling and then rolling to the canvas. Johnny Duploy fought in Hartford, Connecticut, the first time he had been to the States, beating Steve Sowski. Now here in Milwaukee, he has Renaldo Snipes in a spot of trouble. Snipes using the ropes.
He's doing well with uppercuts with both hands.
Like that, Bill, you have to think that Snipes gets the best of it because of his strong punches.
That's right. From afar, he gets good leverage, does Duploy.
Snipes with a shot to the stomach at the end of the round. And a big round of applause for the bout because the two go toe-to-toe. They're in the 3rd round. Into the corner now as we listen to Lou Duva.
You got to come back with the left hook. Understand? You got to come back with that left hook now. Okay? What he's doing, see, you're throwing the uppercut and he's turning on you. You got to come back with that left hook. If you throw a right hand, you got to come back with a left hook. Okay? And you can hit him with a straight right hand, but come back with the left hook. Okay?
So Lou Duva, plenty of experience in the ring with Eldrick Taylor and Biggs and Breland and Holyfield. Now taking on Johnny Duplooy.
This guy's hurt out there, baby. Come on, let's go.
And the cut now being worked on by Willie Luck.
Sticking your head up. Put your head down and punch. Come on, you push his head down when you do. Let's go.
It's a small cut, but could be telling. It's the first sign of any blood by either fighter. And we get underway with round 4. It's a scheduled 10-rounder. And Renaldo Snipes, who never did get a share of a heavyweight crown, comes out with a vengeance here in round 4 with an overhand right that almost takes him to the canvas because of the momentum. Snipes smoking here at the start of round 4. And now some counter punching by Johnny Duplooy. And Duplooy pulls his head in there into the chest of his Renaldo Snipes.
Blood from the mouth of Renaldo Snipes and a good right hand. Big left hook by Johnny Duplooy.
Here comes Johnny Duplooy. He sees the blood on the lip of Renaldo Snipes. 13 of Johnny Duplooy's 21 fights have been by knockout in 5 rounds or less. We are in the 4th round, but now here comes Renaldo Snipes.
Uppercuts working all night for Johnny Duplooy.
What does Duplooy try to do when he sticks his head into the neck like that of Renaldo Snipes?
I think he's just trying to get leverage for his uppercut.
Almost like a linebacker making a tackle on a small running back. Duplooy will stick his head right in there and tie up Renaldo Snipes. And some excellent camera work now from our crew as you get a sense in this fight. These two heavyweights exchanging a lot of leather now in round 4. And the clock is ticking on Renaldo Snipes as Johnny Duplooy lashing out with everything in his arsenal. I don't know why Duplooy stopped after that last flurry, because Snipes was just standing there.
It's getting to be a war here.
It's a war already with less than 30 to go in round 4. And the crowd now on its feet here at the Eagles Club in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as high caliber boxing returns to this city for the first time in a long time.
In 38 fights, Snipes has been stopped only once. That was by Larry Holmes, 1981.
Blood on the chest of Johnny Duplooy, but it's off the face and the lip of Renaldo Snipes in a big round for Johnny Duplooy, who received some boos, possibly because of the political situation in his home country, but he has seemed to have turned this crowd around, or at least they're cheering because it has been a good fight so far.
Snipes looks like he's hurting. As he sits in his corner, he's got the arm up on the rope as a sign of a fatigued fighter.
The blood vessels and capillaries much more evident in the mouth region than in the eye area, and that could be a nasty one to close on Renaldo Snipes. An unusual spot for a wide open cut like that.
The referee department took a look at that cut.
Hector Roca continuing to work on Renaldo Snipes. Jimmy Williams, his stepfather, also in the corner of Renaldo Snipes. There's water spilled in the corner Johnny Duplooy, Lou Duva is wiping it up now. That is the delay. The water bucket being spilled to the canvas.
And there's some ice cubes.
Johnny Duplooy was cut in his first fight with Johnny Weaver, but so far his face has absorbed the punishment well. Check out Mike Weaver. He came back and beat Mike Weaver. Broke his hand in that fight against Weaver, but that has since healed. Johnny Duplooy 100% physically, showing signs of that tonight.
Good right as he stepped to the side, stepped around and hit him in the back of the head with the right, to the side of the head with the right. Short left by Duplooy was effective there.
To the canvas as he buckles. Snipes landed a shot to the chin of Duplooy.
Floyd hurt him with the right, then got a bit anxious with the follow-up shots.
Renaldo Snipes, like a wounded bull, keeps coming back against Johnny Duplooy. And the uppercut's working well for Duplooy. And Snipes looks groggy. His eyes are rolling. He has a nasty cut on his lip. And being propped up by the ropes now as Johnny Duplooy tries to find the wherewithal to possibly finish off Snipes. Splattered all over the back of Johnny Duplooy. It's force from the face of Renaldo Snipes, who was wide open at this point. And after this round, you know that Dick Bartman will want to take another close look at Snipes as he lands a couple now, and Snipes working on Johnny Duplooy.
You get the feeling that Snipes is growing tired, sensing that, trying to let go with some big punches to turn this fight around.
Well, Renaldo Snipes, traditionally a slow starter, but he came on strong in lobby. How have you scored it so far, Phil?
I've got Duplooy ahead 49-46 after 5 rounds.
Use that jab. Come on. Let's try to right.
Duplooy looks fresh as a daisy as he comes out at the start of round 6.
Crowd starting to chant, Johnny, Johnny.
Johnny Duplooy, nothing less than a matinee idol in his home country of South Africa. Very marketable fighter.
Earns purses of around $50,000. But now he's looking to establish himself in the United States. He fought here once before against Steve Zowski, knocked him out. That was the man who fought George Foreman in his first comeback fight.
Well, the rap against Renaldo Snipes, never being able to win the big fights, to beat a Holmes, to beat a Witherspoon, a Page, or a Biggs. Here's somebody that Renaldo Snipes never even heard of a year or two ago. And he is in a tussle tonight, no question about it.
Ironically, Snipes does hold the victory over Harry Coetzee, another South African fighter who did hold the heavyweight championship.
best out of the punches of Johnny Duplooy until that last flurry right there. It looked as though Duplooy was punching in slow motion. And he backs away from that uppercut just in time. Heavy blows to the side. Yeah, it looks like Renaldo Snipes is content to the work to the body of Johnny Duplooy. Seconds to go, neither fighter backing off. Johnny Duplooy in a breather round, you might say, here as time runs out in round 6. Low blow by Renaldo Snipes. He was warned about that earlier. Points now very critical of the later stages of this fight. As we enter round 7, Johnny Duplooy immediately puts Snipes on the ropes. It's the jab that Lou Duva wants to see Duplooy use more.
Yeah, there's no really good jab that we're seeing from Duplooy.
Snipes is a brawler. Duplooy won't win many points on finesse himself. He has been content to go inside, use his uppercuts on Renaldo Snipes.
He's looking tired. He's a tired fighter right now.
Johnny Duplooy is 9 years younger than Mr. Snipes, whom they call Pops in the sparring ring now. And there goes Renaldo Snipes. This time, down to the ring because of blows. He went down in the 3rd round, but it was more of a slip.
He was pushed down. Duplooy threw him against the ropes, charged in, hit him with the right hand.
Johnny Duplooy puts his arms up on the ropes like that, leaving his midsection wide open for Renaldo Snipes. Deducting points from Renaldo Snipes. Excuse me, from Johnny Duplooy, and Duplooy was doing everything against Renaldo Snipes, throwing him and pushing and shoving, and that's what Barkman didn't like to see.
He's tired, and he's fighting like a tired fighter. He's using roughhouse tactics.
And that's why points were taken away from Johnny Duplooy, something he cannot afford because
Hector Roca screaming at Dick Bartman, watch the head.
Blood streaming freely out of the mouth of Renaldo Snipes. Snipes fighting on guts right now, and well, maybe they both are because this one has been non-stop since the 2nd round.
Duplooy, a very tired fighter.
Duplooy is a frustrated fighter right now as well, Phil. And Johnny Duplooy goes down. Duplooy looks like he's quitting.
I think he told the ref he's finished.
Duplooy has had enough. Duplooy's quitting. Renaldo Snipes has won. Johnny Duplooy quits. Lou Duva can't believe it. Lou Duva is almost coming to blows with Dick Bartman. Lou Duva now turns toward Johnny Duplooy. He wants him back out there. I think Renaldo Snipes, Chris Berger, upset because of the way the referee was reacting to his tactics. But that's only fair because it seems like Snipes was fighting like a tired fighter, as you'd said, and he was doing everything but pulling out a knife on Renaldo Snipes.
I think he just up and quit. There's no simpler way of saying it. He got fatigued, went down to one knee, more or less, no mas.
controversial ending to this fight. In the 7th round, Renaldo Snipes, who looked like he had used up everything in his repertoire, fighting on instincts and experience, is able to frustrate Johnny Duplooy. Let's take you back now to round 7. As he hugs Jimmy Williams, and there's a look at the replay coming up.
He's not hit, he just drops to his knees. Tells the referee no mas. Starts walking to the corner.
And I'm finished, he says. Amazing. And the arms stretched high above the head of Renaldo Snipes, who goes to 31-7-1.
He was winning the fight, and he just gave it up. I had him ahead at the time of the stoppage. 58-56.
Well, that's an interesting development indeed, because Johnny Duplooy was outpointing Renaldo Snipes. Why did he give up? Was it because of Dick Bartman not letting Duplooy fight the way he wanted to fight? Or was Duplooy simply frustrated? Well, we'll try to answer those questions. Robin Welch now from South Africa is interviewing Johnny Duplooy.
You want to fight him again? Definitely. And you will beat him? Yeah. Who? It was it. Look, the guy's over here, fighting over here. The referee became confused. He became confused. He was down. He's looking for his mouthpiece over there. He walked over here. The guy says, "Where you going?" So I'm getting my mouthpiece. He thought he said he's quit. He didn't quit. He looked around. The guy just wanted to holler, "Give me the mouthpiece." It's on the floor. That's when I went to Johnny. Johnny was miles ahead. I know that. I know that. Amen. I don't know. You want a rematch? Sure.
Well, Robin Welch finds out from Lou Duba that maybe Johnny didn't quit after all. He just was looking for his mouthpiece. Did I hear that?
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
How'd you feel about that?
He packed it in.
Come on, John, I can't do nothing about it. I had him in trouble. I was a bit tired. And my mouth got out. And I wanted to pick it up and the referee stopped the fight. You want to fight him again? I'll definitely fight him again. You'll beat him? Definitely I'll beat him. Okay, great fight, Johnny. Bad luck. Lou?
I
think it was a bad decision, a raw decision. I think the referee was incompetent. He didn't call it the way he's supposed to be. He went down. He realized he didn't have his mouthpiece in the mouth.
That's Lou Duba talking.
Hold up, and Johnny, the mouthpiece is over here. He ran over here to pick up the mouthpiece. I'm saying that when he did, I don't know what to do. You beat your fucking ass, you big. You beat your ass.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bad words now between Lou Duba and Renaldo Snipes. Snipes acts like he wants to go another 7 rounds. And look at that cut on the lip of Renaldo Snipes. It could have cost him the fight. But he hangs in there, and we're still trying to get it sorted out.
I want to interview with him. Please.
All right, Robin Welch from the Mnet television station in South Africa will work his way over with our microphone to Renaldo Snipes and find out how Snipes saw the outcome of this fight.
All right, Renaldo. Excuse me. Renaldo?
Yes, sir.
Great fight. How do you find Johnny Duplooy?
I find him very strong.
Very strong.
Good fighter.
What do you think of the decision? I know it's in your favor.
What no damn decision. I beat him on heart.
You want to fight him again? He wants to fight you.
You damn right I'll fight him again.
You'll fight him anywhere.
I'm not going on South Africa. I know you're trying to save me. I'm not going.
Oh, we're not saying that at all.
Put up the damn money and I'll fight him.
Okay.
Well, Renaldo Snipes will take on Johnny Duplooy, give him a rematch, but not in South Africa. We did hear that much. All right, we'll be back to wrap up this fight between John...
Established by the Puerto Rico Athletic Commission. The fight will be scored on a 10-point must system, with the referee and 2 judges scoring the fight. There'll be a mandatory 8 count in effect. The 3 knockdown rule is also in effect. If a fighter is knocked down 3 times in the same round, the fight is stopped. A fighter may be saved by the bell only in the final round. The referee is Ismael Quinones Falou. The judges, Cesar Ramos and Alan Daniel. In the first fight on April 19th, the referee voted a draw. One of the judges gave the nod to Dokes, 97-96, and the other judge, Ocasio, 97-96, about as close as you can get, Gil.
Couldn't be any closer.
There in the dark or red trunks, and the crowd is behind him. We have a sparse gathering here at the Coliseum, but they'll make up for that with their enthusiasm.
That's right. They're an enthusiastic crowd, Dick. Latin fans always are.
Ossie Ocasio weighing 218, 6 more than he did for that first fight, although we have a hunch he's a bit lighter than that 218. He looks trimmer than he did for the first fight. Michael Dokes, who weighed 217 the first time, is down to 211. He has a 7-pound weight advantage over Ocasio.
You know, he weighed 211, but he had his clothes on. He's probably 10 or 11 pounds lighter than he was for the last fight. Quite a difference.
Dokes is 21 years old, born in Akron, Ohio, lives in Lauderhill, Florida. Ocasio is 24. Nickname is Jaws. He was born in Trujillo Alto, Puerto Rico, now lives in the San Juan suburb of Santurce. So the rematch, as you look at Michael Dokes, ranked 3rd by the WBC, unranked by the WBA. The records, by the way, according to Ring Magazine. Ocasio is 10th ranked by the World Boxing Council, 7th ranked by the WBA, and we're underway in round 1. And Dokes right to work fast.
Dokes threw 2 low punches, 2 low left hooks, and Ocasio come out winging. Can't believe the 2 heavyweights could start this way. No caution. They just went out winging right away, both of them.
Both fighters thought they won that first time, and they want to make it stick this time. Ocasio in the dark trunks, Dokes in the white. Round 1 scheduled for 10. Dokes looks much quicker.
Yes, he does. Snapping those punches to the body. Oh, there's a 3rd low blow by Mike Dokes. The referee's backwards to the action, so he didn't see the punches. But he's already hit Ocasio low 3 times.
Prior to their fight April 19th here in San Juan, Dokes defeated Lucian Rodriguez in a 10-round decision. February 10th in Miami, and there goes Ocasio down on the deck. And Michael Dokes gave a look over here. He stunned him.
He's hurt, Dick. He's really hurt. Let's see if Dokes can get rid of him now. This is a surprise.
There it is.
He got hit with a left hook right on the button coming in.
He may not get up. Michael Dokes means business, and Ocasio is up.
He's up. 3 knockdowns and the fight's over. Let's see what happens. He has plenty of time. He's got a minute and a half.
That's it. That's the end of the fight. That's the end of the fight. The 3 knockdown rule. It's over. A first round knockout for Michael Dokes. And Michael Dokes is elated. No question this time.
No, but they came out like 2 golden glovers. When you come out like that, something has to go. And Dokes landed the shots. Ocasio still doesn't know where he is.
A stunning first round knockout. Ocasio had lost only
now
one
we have another battle in the ring. Another battle.
We have a melee in the ring, and some of the fans, a couple of the fans have come in, and now the special police are in there, and now we have a lot of people in the ring who shouldn't be in there right now. Michael Dokes is being protected in his corner, and we're going to try and get him down here, but right now we have problems in the ring. We have tempers flaring in the ring, and the police are coming in. And I think at this point we have restored order, and I hope we have, Gil.
Yeah, well, this was an ugly scene, Dick. They were really throwing punches. There was one woman that came across.
There's a woman in there who wanted to take on Michael Dokes, who was saying, come on, let's fight. Or one of Dokes' people. Obviously, the crowd here is stunned as Ocasio at seeing their man down so quickly in the first round.
Also, that 3 knockdown rule, they don't realize that that's in effect, and that's why the fight was stopped. 3 knockdowns.
3 knockdown rule, and there is Michael Dokes, well protected by his handlers here. He has scored a rapid first-round victory here at Roberto Clemente Coliseum, and he meant business. We'll be back to take another look at it in a moment.
My name is...
Before we talk to Michael Dokes of those knockouts, here is Michael right now. All right, Michael, the thing you told me in the dressing room before that fight was, all right, you've been talking a lot about Jerry Cooney, who was impressive in beating Jimmy Young, but now you want Cooney.
First of all, Dick, I'd like to thank Mrs. King for giving me the camp. My sparring partners, Sergeant Rodriguez and Jerry Williams and Lonnie Smith, first of all, for getting me ready and getting me used to Ocasio for this training, and my manager, Carl King. I've been talking about Cooney. I heard so much about you and Gil, how y'all think he's the most impressive heavyweight, and that made me train even harder and to show you and Gil that, hey, I'm not out of the picture.
Mike, the one impression, the one thing I've got to say is this was a different Michael Dokes we saw this afternoon, and I don't think you prepared for that first fight as well as you should have.
Well, like I told you, I had more preparation for this fight. I had the mental attitude. I was fighting more or less for my pride. Everybody's saying that I didn't have it. I could take a punch. I said, well, I can take a punch. I'm going to see how good he can take one. So like you said, I was definitely a different fighter for this.
Mike, we felt that the way you should have fought Ocasio was just exactly the way you did. Instead of moving around in boxing, you have the fastest hands. You take a better punch than he does. I mentioned before the fight that if you fought him inside and just fought with him, I thought you'd stop him, and that's just the way it came out. I didn't expect it to be that fast, though, Mike.
Well, Gil, you're certainly right. Last time I was throwing a lot more harder punches. I got a new trainer. I had a little conflict last time. Me and Bobby Lewis been working on nothing but speed and accumulation of punches to take a guy out, and that's what I've been working on since the last
All right, Michael, we're going to take a look now at that entire round, and I want you to talk about what you had in mind when it started, and tell us, describe.
First of all, I was going to be relentless. I was talking about abundance of punches. I wanted to throw a vast amount of punches, go to the body. I seen his midsection was soft. I was really anticipating him to try to be overconfident and punch with me. So I was just taking my time and picking my shot. He wasn't as strong as I thought he was going to be this time, and I was persistent to be relentless and just stay on him, make him move back. That was the first thing that Bobby wanted me to do, was push him back, keep him moving back. He was trying to tire me up. He was trying to hold and wrestle and to prevent the body shots that I was throwing at him.
You look much quicker. It was so obvious right off the top.
Well, I told you in the beginning, Dick, that I took off this weight, and I wasn't really counting on one punch. I didn't have the obsession to be with, and that was the devastating left hook that I'm going to hit Cooney with as soon as he signs the fight. Now, I knew he was Uzi. He was going to try to come back and grab me, so I just counterpunched him with the left hook.
And, of course, you knew you had him, the 3 knockdown rule in effect.
Well, I didn't really know about the 3 knockdown rule, and I really, it was irrelevant to me. All I wanted to do was to keep coming until the referee either pulled me off of him or he just decided to quit himself.
And you were so happy. You wanted to end this thing early, didn't you?
Not really, Dick. All I wanted to do was win and to prove to all the fans and the people that's been supporting me that I am still up there. And the first time it was just a mishap. I didn't have the right preparation. I got down here only 6 days, and it was a different story this time.
Excuse me, Gil.
Yeah, Mike, the big difference in this fight to me was the fact that you came out as fast as you did. Bobby Lewis gave you the right strategy, told you to back Ocasio up. When you fight a fella that's awkward the way Ocasio is, and you try to box him and move with a jab, he hits you from those long angles.
You're exactly right, Gil.
And I'm glad that Bobby picked it up. He must have picked it up from the film in the first fight. You came right out punching with him, backing him up, and boy, it sure was effective.
Yeah, well, that was definitely my motive to do, was to push him back and keep him going backwards. And he's not as effective as he is when he's coming forward, and I was leaning back, catching the end of punches.
A significant victory. We must keep in mind, of course, coming down here to fight Ossie Ocasio. Jimmy Young came down twice and came away a loser twice.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I also like to thank Monty Cohen. He did a little personal aid for me. I had a little injury 3 days prior to this fight. I couldn't cancel out. He came up with a miracle drug, and I would like to say, express my gratitude to him and say thank you, and to CBS and to you, Dick, even though you have different opinions.
Well, that's the nature of the game, but there was no question about the opinions today, and I want to say that Michael Dokes' manager is Carl King, who is the son of Don King, who is the promoter for this fight, and now they're looking for bigger game, right?
Hello to my mother, first of all, and we want Jerry Cooney, the great white hoax. When Dokes meets the hoax, they'll all know who's the best heavyweight in the world.
All right.
All right, so here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, Michael Dokes has made quick work of Ossie Ocasio with a first-round knockout. Dropped him 3 times. And we're going to be back at Roberto Clemente Coliseum in just a moment.
Dokes, heavyweight, unbeaten against
12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the bout you've all been waiting for. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Madison Square Garden, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing black trunks with white trim, hailing from North Preston, Nova Scotia in Canada. He weighed in at 260 pounds even. His fine record stands at 34 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the number 5 ranked heavyweight in the world by the WBC, introducing Kirk Johansson. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, this 12-round main event, wearing black trunks with gold trim, hailing from Kiev, Ukraine. His weight, 250 pounds even. His record stands at 32 wins, 2 losses, 31 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, currently ranked the WBC #1 contender. Please welcome the former WBO heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Vitali Klitschko. Once again, Arthur Mercanti, our referee, now to give instructions.
Good evening, Kirk. Good evening, Vidal. You received the rules early in the night by the New York State Athletic Commission. I want a nice, clean fight. Touch gloves. Good luck to the both of you.
Klitschko and his cut man both insist that the cut, that terrible wound over his left eye, has fully healed in 6 months, and that it did not interfere at all in his training. We shall see.
You saw 2 of the great cutmen in the last fight, Jimmy Glenn and Al Gavin. Joe Souza, the man who worked that cut for Vitali in Los Angeles, is also in the upper echelon of boxing cutmen. Kirk Johansson coming in, trying to go for broke with big shots, and Klitschko bangs him straight up the middle with the left hand.
This is not what we were led to believe Johansson would do. Maybe he was just coming out in the first moment to give some warning.
Lands a right hand over the top, straight onto Johnson's chin.
Klitschko should go right for the body. Klitschko, go right for the body. Make him prove that he's in shape with that midsection. And that's what you got to do when you see a guy like that who's normally not in that kind of shape.
Klitschko, as he showed against Lewis, George, doesn't throw many body punches. He's a headhunter.
This is when he should go to the body, because this guy, if he's really out of shape, you got to bring it out of him, make him quit.
Big right hand by Klitschko backs Johansson up into the ropes.
Klitschko even now is aiming at the head. He should be aiming at the body.
Crowd thinks Vitali can get a first-round knockout the way he's been able to land against Johansson. Misses over the top with the right hand. This is an extremely aggressive Vitali Klitschko. Normally, he's much more cautious than this in the early going.
He's got to go to the body. You're not going to be able to hit Kirk Johansson in the head right off.
And there's a good body shot by Johansson. As Johansson tried a big right hand, looping it, Klitschko again stepped in and popped him right up the middle.
This is not classic big punching. This is punching from the rafters.
The good thing about Klitschko, if he keeps the pressure on this guy, make him keep throwing a lot of punches, Kirk Johansson could give out easily. Johansson should be moving a little more, because you don't want to just get hit just because the guy's in front of you.
Does Johansson have an abrasion already by his right eye?
Why is the right eye so red?
I think this comes with the package.
Left hand lands for Klitschko. Johnson into the corner. Left hand lands again. Good hook.
If you're Klitschko, you don't want to totally disrespect the contender.
Johnson has landed a couple of good-sized body shots. His best offense in the round.
6 months is not enough time for that right eye to heal. Doesn't matter what they say.
Watch behind that head.
There's one right to the body. When a guy's ducking and dodging, you go to the body to make him start protecting his body, then you can get the head.
Both fighters swung big in round one. Klitschko landed more. And when we go to Vitali Klitschko's corner, where Fritz Sedunik will speak German, our interpreter is Jens Halling.
You're doing very good. Be careful when he comes with his right. You gotta use. Can you see him when he comes with his right? You gotta use your left. You did very good the last round.
Give him the hard jab. Give me my jab, baby. You all right? You all right? But you want to fight him a little bit now. You gotta fight him a little bit. Jab, right hand hook. Come on, baby. Good job. Use that jab, baby. Come on, Curtis.
We didn't see a lot of Johnson jabbing in round one, so you heard both Curtis Dokes and Lou Duba saying, please use the jab. CompuBox numbers were a wipeout. 26 out of 57 for Klitschko. Johnson, 5 out of 38. Johnson, given credit by CompuBox for throwing 23 jabs in the first round, but he only landed 3.
Is Klitschko inviting that big right hand the way he holds his left?
No doubt about it. He's got that hand, and he's bending his knee, which is worse. If you're going to drop your hand, keep your height up high. Stand high on your legs. He's bending his knees and he's dropping his left hand.
There's a big left hand by Kirk Johnson.
Johnson's corner told him to jab. That's not a good idea with this guy's right hand. He'll come over right on top of that jab. Klitschko can get you.
Two extremely experienced boxing men telling Johnson to jab, and George says that's not a good idea.
Not a good idea. You want a combination and get out of the way, hold him whenever you can, but don't exchange jabs. He'll get you. It's like Bob Gibson coming off that mound with that straight right hand. There it is, see? It hurts.
Dropping the right hand over the jab, just as George Foreman said he would.
You got to move. Left, right.
Klitschko just missed with a right hand that might have knocked Johnson into next week.
Klitschko's got to forget that he was in a fight with Lennox Lewis. This is a totally different opponent. Respect him in another way.
Italy landing a good left to the body, missing with the right hand. But Johnson shying away from the right hand and giving Bitley another chance.
Klitschko is waiting for that left hand to just drop.
Vitali fighting with tremendous confidence, chasing Johnson into the corner and pounding with the right hand. The crowd goes nuts. Got him again. Stunned with the left. Johnson's in trouble. Oh, big trouble.
4, 5, 6, 7. Walk to me, Kurt.
Nobody has ever done this to Kirk Johnson in 12 years as a pro.
You want to see a heavyweight destroyer? Vitali Klitschko wants to be your man. He wants to be your man right now. Big right hand lands again. Johnson having trouble fighting back. Down goes Johnson.
That's it.
Arthur McCarthy's going to stop the fight. That is it.
That whale was just harpooned.
Big time. And that is a great performance for Vitali Klitschko.
I like it when they knocked him out. There's no question from the judges, no referee interference, clean knockout. That's the way I scored him.
Now we have to wonder, how does Lennox Lewis see this? Does he see it as an opportunity for a major pay-per-view event? Or does he see it as an opportunity to go quietly into the sunset with his career?
What a turnaround. Right there before, and he let the fight get away. It seems tonight he was thinking, I'm not letting it get away. I'm going for a knockout. Kirk Johansson.
What an aggressive performance by Vitali. He sensed that this was his moment, and he seized it. Tremendous.
Kirk Johansson, he knocked out the barbecue ribs.
Well, the year began as badly as possible for the Klitschko family, as younger brother Vladimir, considered the more gifted of the two fighters, crumbled in a heap in 2 rounds against Corey Sanders in Germany. Now Vitali Klitschko helps to erase some of that memory as he folds Kirk Johansson up in 2
I like
rounds.
it because he was brave enough to come back in 6 months after that eye is not even healed properly and take the fight to his man.
You think he won some fans in Los Angeles? Imagine how many fans he's won here.
He's won New York now, the big house.
Well, here are the replays, and we'll show you Vitali Klitschko's unrestrained destruction of Kirk Johansson. There's the left hook that started it.
Oh, and he keeps throwing shots. Generally, big guys wait, I didn't hurt you. He keeps throwing punches until the referee breaks him up.
This is the way George Foreman used to finish opponents off.
That's what you try to do. You get a guy hurt, why play around? Go for it. He see this guy's retreating, why let him off the hook? Jab.
Good jab.
Waits for a good right hand. Body shot. Stays right on him, doesn't matter what. And he cleaned his house. Get up, Kirk. Right hand right on top of that left.
And from the way he fought, you can once again put to rest any questions about Vitali Klitschko's heart and bravery.
Oh, he was brave tonight. He got a contender and charged at him.
He was here to storm Kirk Johansson, and he did it. Let's go to Timmy Lennon Jr. for the particulars on the 2nd round knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes 54 seconds in round number 2. A referee in charge, Arthur Mercanti, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, and still the #1 heavyweight contender, Vitali Klitschko.
Final CompuBox numbers. Vitali Klitschko landing 55 out of 113 and destroying Kirk Johansson, who managed to throw 65 punches but only landed 9 of them. Power shots, pretty much the same story. As in the power shot category, Klitschko was 39 out of 68, 57%. In other words, he was able to target big power shots at will against a fighter who is normally relatively slick and quick, but came in here tonight fat, out of shape, and discredited himself with this performance. Let's go to Larry Merchant with the winner, Vitali Klitschko.
Thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations, Vitali. Were you surprised that he wanted to stand there and exchange with you instead of boxing you?
Actually, together with my team, we developed 3 situations. Kirk Johansson starting very aggressive, his first situation. His second one, he will be sometime aggressive, sometime defensive. In first situation, he will be very defensive and make some attack every round, every end of rounds.
So you were prepared for that kind of aggression. Did you want to knock him out early? Did you want to make a big statement being in the position you are in the heavyweight division tonight?
Yes, of course. It's a motivation for me to be world champion. Actually, I was prepared to be world champion in June 21. 6 months ago against Lennox Lewis. Just can't stop me in fight. Right now I was 100% ready for this fight and big motivation to fight against Lennox Lewis. I don't know, Lennox Lewis, I'm sure. Lennox, hi, I know you see this fight. You see it right now by TV and show this fight. And I hope the fight against Lennox Lewis will be, or not. It's
if not, you might fight Corey Sanders, who beat your brother.
Yes, it's a very interesting fight because behind this fight, very interesting story. Corey Sanders beat my brother. One time I fight against Ross Purity and beat him. Chris Bird won, I tore my ligament in my shoulder, and the next fight Vladimir beat Chris Bird. And right now is part third.
Have you gained, even at your age and having been a prize fighter so long, have you gained some confidence from how you performed against Lennox Lewis?
I don't want to open the play. When fight will be in the future against Lennox Lewis, when Lennox Lewis will be not retired, I promise for everybody I beat Lennox. I give my best to beat him. Lennox is great champion. He's history of boxing. And to fight against great champion and to beat him, it's my dream.
It seems that you wanted to end the fight before any injury could end it against you. Because in your other two big fights against Bird and Lewis, when you were ahead, you had to retire with injuries. No chance of an injury tonight.
Du wolltest den Kampf schnell beenden, damit nicht wie in den großen Kämpfen wie Bird und Lewis eine Verletzung auftritt bei dir.
Actually, I was prepared for all 12 rounds. For defensive work from Kirk Johansson for all 2 rounds. I was in great condition right now. And I was prepared for hard fight. Kirk Johansson coming to me, want to fight. Come on.
One last question. Were you surprised so many Ukrainians from this area came here to Madison Square Garden?
I know in the United States.
England, weighing 208 pounds, the challenger for the heavyweight crown, Brian London. From Center, New York, the heavyweight champion of the world, Floyd Patterson. London, 208 pounds. Patterson, 182 1/4 pounds. And now for the official instructions. London, who's your chief second? Patterson, who's your chief second? All right, now you boys received your instructions from the Indiana State Athletic Commission. I'm in here to enforce them. I want a clean break at all times. I want no rapid punching or kidney punch. Be careful of your low blows, they may cost you around. In case you're not down, I want you to go to your fellow squad and stay here till I tell you to come out and fight. This being can't be the contest, the 8th count will be waived. Shake hands now, come out and fight, and left the both of you.
Patterson 182 1/4, London 208. And weight. Threw a vicious right hand. Evidently, if he can get this fight over in the first round, he'll do it. He is really out to stop it fast. Patterson seconds ago, head down. He was standing upright. And they wanted him to go into a crouch. They wanted him to go into a crouch. That's Patterson in white, London in black. London's left bone is swelling. One minute to the end of the first round. Holding his gloves high, protecting his chin, and he's giving Patterson open shots at the body. To the end of round one. That's the end of round one. And then Floyd Patterson lashes out in real punching combinations. He's not toying with his man by any means. Seems grimly determined to knock him out. And dealing out an awful lot of punch. There's 7 or 8 straight punches. Those shots to the body and shots to the head were 6, 7 in a row, almost like a tattoo of blows. Patterson is usually a slow starter, a phlegmatic type, but tonight full of fire. He's really bombing away. He shrugged his shoulders and shrugged his shoulders at the same. So what, I learned this already. A very comic thing. That's a typical New York gesture. Up, at least that was one of the hardest punches he threw since the first time. Well, take a look at Ryan London. He's a former British Empire heavyweight champion. It's a title once held by his father, Jack London, who won it at the age of 31 while assigned in the Royal Air Force. He defeated Freddie Mills. This boy was born in Blackpool, England, 5 days after McNair Primo Carnera for the same title that he hopes to win tonight. His father was a boxer. He and his brother also boxed as an amateur. He won 85 out of 87. 5 years ago at the British Empire Games at Vancouver, he won the heavyweight title. March of '55, he turned professional. He won 11 of his first dozen bouts by knockouts, and then in his 15th bout, he faced Henry Cooper, who stopped him in one. It was the same Cooper who beat him in January to win the British heavyweight title. Found that London had won from Joe Erskine by a knockout last June. In 4 years as a pro, he earned $56,000, which is more than his father earned in 19 years in the ring. His correct name is Brian Hopper. He has a 22-4 record, scored 19 knockouts. Patterson has a 34-1 record, scored 24 knockouts. This is the 5-point system if you're scoring in the state of Indiana, or anywhere else for that matter. That's the official count here. If you call around even, each boy gets 5 points. Usually it's 5-4, or if Patterson wins by a wide margin, it's 5-3. To go to the end of round 3. Patterson's seconds are yelling at him, head down. London and White is doing more poise and punching. His nose don't have the snap or the speed of Patterson's. 10 seconds to the end of round 3. That's the end of round 3. Well, the crowd here, and it's a very fine crowd, and people know this weather was good here today in the 80s. They've held this fight outdoors. They might have held it outdoors. They don't know it's going to be that good. But in the press headquarters at the Harrison, all the boxing writers, without exception, including all British writers, Patterson to win by a knockout with 2 exceptions. gloves up against his face, his elbows out at an angle. Your crouch. He leads with either from that position. Very nonchalant champion going to his corner. He's the youngest ever to win the championship. He beat Ossie in Chicago in November of 56 in 5 rounds. He won the title at 21. He topped Joe Louis by 2 years. Since becoming the heavyweight king, he's defended his crown 3 times, KOing Tommy Jackson, Pete Rademacher, and Roy Harris. He's been the youngest ever to win the title. He's been topped by 2 other boxers who have won it in less bouts. Jim Jerry's in his 13th. Jess Willard, who's watching tonight in California, in his 31st. And that was less than Patterson. He was born in Waco, North Carolina. He has grown, and we've watched him from a 147-pound son boxer in the 1950 Daily News Golden Gloves to become the champion of the world. Along the way, he won 9 amateur titles, including the 1952 Olympics. He lost only 1 professional fight, and that was to Joey. Slight cut on the cheekbone, right cheekbone of Brian Lyon. He's in the black trunks, the champion in white. Cavalcade forward, on your way from Indianapolis. Those tremendous body blows have slowed down London. Have taken all the sting out of his jab. He's just going with a very slow motion. Leads. That accentuates the speed of the champion. Seconds to Patterson. Keep your hands up, getting out, meaning protect yourself as your back clinch. But he scores 25% of his shots, that big target. 10 seconds. That's the end of the round. strategy in this round. He backed away and then suddenly he's a good 6 feet away. Going to come slashing in and slashing out. He kept up a steady pressure in the earlier rounds. And of course, this is round 6. That's the champion. It's been called by him and his manager a tune-up fight, but the only difference between this and the ordinary tune-up fight is that if accidentally the challenger wins, he gets the title. The title is at stake here. All the way. Are yelling instructions at Patterson in the body. Also, London has been going into more of a crowd this round than in previous rounds. He usually standing straight up and he's been open for body shots. Now he's been leaning forward to protect the body and at the same time protect his with his gloves. That was the round in which Patterson came out and circled his man instead of bombing him immediately, and that was the round in which London went more into a crouch to protect his body and at the same time holding his gloves up to protect his head. By leaning forward in a crouch, his elbows come down and protect his ribs because they're badly battered and bruised. This is round 7 of a 15-rounder with the world title at stake. Champion is Floyd, Patterson, and White. The challenger, Brian London. Only 3 Britishers have here to fight for the title. And many foreign boxers have had chances at the world heavyweight crown. Carpentier, Firpo, Heaney, Farr, Cockell, and Godoy, but only 4 have been successful in winning it. Bob Fitzsimmons, Tommy Burns, Max Schmeling, and Primo Carnera. The seconds again yell hook, faster, head down. One minute to the end of round 7. Seconds to the end of round 7 of a 15-rounder. That's the end of round 7. Both men now have a tendency to go into a crouch. You'll notice that Patterson goes into his crouch, London goes into his. Flurry of applause there. One of the times that London he led with the right uppercut as they moved to a clinch, and that was the occasion of the applause. London's knees are rubbery. He's taken an awful lot of punishment. He's slowed down now where he seems to be unable to avoid any belief. Jabs are very light, just delicate little flicks. right to the stomach hurt London. You could see him gasp and pull back. He's a very game Englishman. He's taking a bad battering in there. Seconds. That's the end of round 9. It's interesting to note the reaction of the crowd here. They're having a wonderful time. There's a noisy crowd. They're applauding. They're enjoying it. And, of course, the curiosity factor of seeing the champion of the world in action has interested them. Noisy crowd, a happy crowd, a sellout crowd, nearly. Boing. They're doing an awful lot of signaling and talking to each other there. And got off 5 or 6 jabs and then a terrific right. Nodded as if to say, how did you like that one? It shook him up. These are real thumping shots. London has really been hurt. That's the first time I've seen him show any reaction to that punishment. London is hurt, so we may be, if he wins this round out, we'll have a camera on him in the corner and see how his seconds are working over him. Slowed down. He started off slow, and he's real slow now. London spoke to Floyd in the clinch there. His knee came off the canvas, right a foot or two away from us here in the ring apron. Now we're looking directly at London corner. They gave him some smelling sauce. They have the ice bag on his head. But apparently because he got up and walked under his own steam, the doctor is not being called in the ring to check him. First knockdown of the fight, round 11. A lot of people will be comparing London's number of rounds that he lasted with the champion with Arthur Moore, who lasted 5. He's now passed Hurricane Jackson. Those body shots. He is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The fight is over. The fight is over in round 11 with a full count of 10. A very dramatic shot here now. Let's see what they're doing to London, because the champion is leaning over to see what he can do, and now he's been pulled back up on his feet upright. Florio on the left and Customato, the white-haired manager of the champion. They finally got London to his feet. And the crowd here gave him a big hand. He took a terrific clobbering. Never had a chance. Never looked like he was even going to come close to hurting the champion, and the champion hurt him steadily with body blows.
Ladies and gentlemen, a KO, 51 seconds of the 11th round. The winner and still heavyweight champion of the world, Floyd Patterson.
And now in the ring on the feet, champion Floyd Patterson. And just as soon as he's ready, come on in, Don.
Patterson, the heavyweight champion, who just defended his title by knocking out Brian London here in Indianapolis. Congratulations, Floyd.
Thank you.
Do you think, I get the impression that this was one of your toughest fights as far as giving out punishment and failing to get the man down? How do you feel about that?
Well, this man was a very, very tough fighter. I don't think I've ever fought anyone quite as tough outside of Dick Wagner and Hurricane Jackson. This man took everything I had to offer and still stood on his feet. I think even though he might have lost tonight, he might have won as far as his country is concerned, because I think he is very, very game, and he is to be congratulated for that, if nothing else.
Well, Floyd, that's awfully nice of you, and I guess that's about what everybody feels. Did he hurt you at any time?
Well, I didn't get hurt, but I imagine if I would have been a more stationary target, I probably would have gotten hurt several times.
Oh, one more question, Floyd. I know you're a little weary from the punching. How do you feel you were tonight? Were you sharp as compared with the Harris?
Well, I was a little better. Of course, I still have a long way to go. There were still opportunities there tonight that I failed to take advantage of, but I'm a little better than I was when I fought Harris, and I guess by the time I fight Johansson, I'll probably be sharper.
Thank you very much, Floyd Patterson, and good luck, and continued good luck. And now here's Customato, the manager of the heavyweight champion. Cus, I'd like you to come over to our NBC radio and cameras and tell us what you thought about the fight.
I thought that this fellow was up against just too much speed, but he's a dead game fella. And I think if he trained in the United States under American tutoring for 6 months, he'd run most of these fighters out of the ring.
Well, Cus, what do you think about Patterson tonight?
I thought Floyd was twice as good a fighter as he was with Harris. I believe that he'll be a better fighter even next time.
Were you satisfied with his weight? He was a little bit light, wasn't he? 182 and a fraction?
I'm never concerned with his weight as long as that's good. He had speed, he had power, but he had extraordinary gameness and ability to similarly punish.
Well, there's no question about it. Well, Cus, good luck to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I thought it was a good fight from your standpoint.
Thank you
very much. I'd like to go over and see if I could get Brian London.
Chris Schenkel at Yankee Stadium, where a damp but high-spirited crowd is on hand to watch Floyd Patterson defend his heavyweight title against Sweden's Ingemar Johansson. Rain that threatened the bout until minutes ago has failed to discourage hardy sportsmen like motion picture stars Bill Holden and John Wayne. The Group Communications Division Teleprompter Corporation presents the World Heavyweight Championship fight. Floyd Patterson versus Ingemar Johansson. American fans get their first look at Johansson. He 26-year-old European champion, undefeated in 21 bouts. He will have a 14-pound weight advantage at 196 to Patterson's 182. For Patterson, it's an old story as he prepares for his 5th title defense. The champion is a 5-1 favorite. Referee Ruby Goldstein's instructions in the center of the ring are particularly painstaking. For this most important international fight since Joe Louis knocked out Max Schmeling in this same stadium 21 years ago this month. And here's round 1. Mystery has developed concerning Johansson's right hand. It's supposed to be his best weapon, but he has seldom used it in training. Will he throw it tonight? In these early moments, he's using a crisp left jab to keep Patterson at long range. Floyd comes out of his shell to throw a leaping left that catches the challenger on the mouth and hurts him. Johansson continues to rely on the left, but he keeps that right cocked. Johansson throws it for the first time. It's high, but the crowd obviously approves. And Patterson scores lightly again with a leaping punch. And now, round 2. That left jab continues to bother Patterson. Now he attempts to go underneath it. Patterson is slightly more aggressive than at the start. Johansson gives ground and stays out of trouble. The sweet speed of foot and quick reflexes are becoming apparent. Ingo scores with an unusual combination, chopping right leads followed by a left hook. is impressed by Floyd's left hook, but Johansson partially blocks the punch. It was a body attack like this that wore down Floyd's last opponent, Brian London, last May in Indianapolis. But his timing doesn't seem as good tonight. Johansson moves inside and smothers the blows. Three. A left hook to the shoulders, that pointed to the head, and the champion is down. Patterson is up, but he's obviously dazed. He turns away from Johansson toward his corner, and there he goes again. Let's see these two crucial knockdowns once more. Patterson's still in trouble. And now we see the fury of Johansson as he senses victory. Let's review these three knockdowns. 5 times up. The referee, Ruby Goldstein, stops it. And let's see the end in slow motion. It's all over. Ingemar Johansson is the winner. In 2 minutes, 3 seconds of the 3rd round, Patterson, knocked out for the first time in his career, has been on the canvas 7 times. One of the most devastating barrages in heavyweight history, has sent